Assalamualaikum. Can anyone respond? Is it the line okay now? I am very sorry about this issue. Okay, thank you, Constant. I'm so sorry. Again, I'm so sorry about this issue. It's really disappointing and embarrassing, actually. I'm so sorry about this. Thank you, Suhaila. Thank you, Esther. Okay, it's 5 of us now. Can I just continue, okay? Because we are running out of time. Okay. What about the sign? The sound? Is it okay? Nani Hartina is okay? Oh, thank you. About the sound, is it clear now? We have two issues that we have to confirm before I continue about the line and also the. Okay, thank you Proofreaders United. Okay, so I've explained before about myself that I further my study, PhD in 2016 in tourism, and finished my study in 2020. It's about 4 years. Okay. And I have told you how I was so excited, like I'm going to change the world. When I started my PhD, I feel so proud that I was a PhD student at that time. I forget that I am 40, and I put my backpack, start to put on my backpack again instead of handbag, going to work, and baju kurung, I start to wear my jeans and shirts and backpack and go back to school, go to the UMK and go to the classes, research methodology and statistics. And one of the questions that I received is what was the funny thing about that. The funniest thing, I think, in my study, and that is the only one that's funny. At that time, it's no more funny. Okay? The funniest thing at that time that I think is when I was in the class. Actually, I have to face my biggest fear in PhD. My biggest fear ever in school was mathematics. I don't like mathematics. Okay? So when we want to do a PhD, it's a research. So if you use a quantitative, you have to do the statistics by your own. So I went to the research statistics class, and the funny thing about myself about that time is I cannot understand whatever the lecturers are teaching. So I cannot hide my blur faces. So it makes the lecturer always recognize me and say, Nina, are you okay? Nina, are you with me? Nina, do you understand? So, alhamdulillah. So it's okay if you feel. And after went to the classes and start to do my research, the excitement, the proud, and the happiness starts to be faced. I start to be lonely. I start to feel stupid. Actually, I feel stupid. I feel so stupid. I feel useless. I feel less confident. I feel low self-esteem. I feel very lonely in this journey because I am a practitioner. I am a town planner. I am not an academician. Sure, I have some friends that are academicians and are lecturers, but I'm here in Kelantan and all my friends mostly in KL. My voice is very soft. Okay, I will make it hard. Nur Azura. Okay, what about this? Is it okay now? Okay, so especially I feel it at the middle of my research. At the middle of my research, I start to feel like I really alone in this journey. I have no one. Because I am a single mom at that time, so I don't have spouse to talk to at home. And when I go to work, it's all officers and workers. They don't know how is the feeling of doing your research. It's not the same language anymore. You cannot share with anyone. So I try to call a few friends that has been a doctor already, that they done their PhD before. Okay, sure, I call them and then ask about their opinion. But come on, we are researchers now, so I cannot always call them and ask for help and ask for something that cannot be. At that time, at one point of life, I feel like, halas, I have no one. This is my thing. This is my issue. I choose to do a PhD. No one forced me. Okay, it's my own decision, and I make it with my own expenses, okay? And I cannot take leave. I cannot have any excuse. I have to go work as usual, and show this very passion faces, and have to go to meetings and conference and courses as usual, and cannot divide your show you. I mean, tell your colleagues or your boss that you have to give me a break because I am a PhD student. No specialty at all. No exclusion at all. Have to work as usual, and then go back and take care of my kids, and then find my little time to study about my PhD. So it was at the middle. But the biggest part that I feel the loneliness part actually, because every person, every people, their journey will be different. Some people, when I read it in the doctorate support group, I feel very happy that there is more. So my journey was full of challenges actually. Not easy because I was a expenses. I am a full-time working full-time and studying part-time, and a part-time to cover the cost of expenses. It's really costly. I thought I make a very time, and it wasn't true. Okay, let's say if you want to further study and you see the cost of the study is this much, for example 15,000. Okay, so actually you cannot expect that you will spend that much. It might be double. So I also a part-time job. I was doing working as an insurance, as a financial planner, and also a West planner, doing about the will writing, the wasiat issues. So how to divide the time at that time? So go to work as an entertain client and prepare the quotation, and then prepare the insurance and prepare the wasiat, and also take care of the and also study that I cannot share with anybody. Okay. The highest level of depression that I faced was at the correction. Actually, this is beyond my expectation. It's supposed to be after my, it's supposed to be when people, okay, Viva, okay, Alhamdulillah, congratulations, Dr. Hasnina. Okay, so I feel like supposed to be, it will be like a happy ending. But actually, the real battle for me, at least for me, is when I was doing my correction. It was the ding dong. I mean, when you are studying, your thesis is ding dong with your supervisor, and when you're doing your correction, your thesis is ding dong with the examiner. So, I feel until now I feel really thankful to all my advisors, and to my examiner. Okay, I can continue. All right, thank you. Please put your mic closer to your lips. Okay, thank you. Okay, so at my biggest challenge at that time was during my correction. So I promised to you at my earlier session, I said that I will divide my sharing into two sessions, which is first half an hour is about myself and my PhD journey, and another half an hour about the question and answer. But because of the bad line and bad internet connection, but I remember that first time I cried in front of my supervisor, and he reminded me. My supervisor is very gentleman, so he just tell me one sentence that keeps me going. Okay, he said, the best PhD is the completed one. The best PhD is the completed one. How great is your research? How complicated is your research design? How complicated is your theory whatsoever? It was nothing if you didn't finish it. You have to finish it. Okay? So That's what keeps me going. And another thing is, when I say that PhD is a lonely journey, at least for myself, is um, actually that's a fact. Actually, I think that that is normal, very normal, because PhD is a level when you do a novel research. Means might be no one that do the research before you. So it's okay to be alone because you are the one that will come up with the new concept, with the new theory, of the new model. So it's all the kind of quotations, I think, has this issue. For example, in Arab, they call it manjada wajada, who, if you are put your effort, you will get it. No pain, no gain is the same meaning as no pain and no gain. Okay. Bersusah-susah dahulu, bersenang-senang kemudian. All the Malay proverbs, all the Malay peribahasa, simpulan bahasa whatsoever become the strength for me at that time. You know, the Malay issues, bersenang-senang dahulu, bersusah-susah kemudian, berakit-rakit dahulu, and then I think ada many proverbs saying about this, that we have to face the hardships, we have to face this loneliness and down and depression whatsoever to achieve something. And I still thinking at one time, at the time I was waiting for my supervisor. Okay, at that time when I want to see my supervisor, I was waiting outside of his room. At that time I feel like very blur. I feel like really depressed, really, and I still remember I was reading every name of the lecturers at their lecturers room. You know, at the university, at the faculty, at the lecturers rooms where the lecturers, each of them in their room, and there are names outside of their room, and I read each of them, ada professor, associate professor, and doctor. And I was thinking, how they achieve this? How is it so hard? Is it like impossible thing? Is it something? Are they so smart that I cannot be like them? Are they so special that I cannot be a doctor? Is it so hard? So I was asking myself at the time. So this issue that I'm sharing with you, actually, I never share it with anybody. Again, the loneliness about the PhD level, at least for me, is I faced it before I started my PhD, during my PhD, and also after PhD. Because still after PhD, I because I'm not my background is not academician, so it's not like when I finish my PhD I start to be teaching, I start to be in faculty or in university. I still going to work as usual, so still no one to talk about your research, something like this. Okay, so at that time I think I want to list down, to make it more systematic for you to understand, is what were the factors at that time that makes me feel lonely. Okay, first, maybe I think at that time, maybe if you list it down, you have to, if you're facing the same like me, try to list down why you feel like that, why you feel lonely, why you feel depressed. Is it okay? Can you handle it? Okay, so at that time when I think again why I was feeling like that, first is at that time I was a single mom. I have no one to talk to at home. Second one is I'm not in academic background, and not easy for me to hang out at the postgraduate center, or be always with my supervisor, because of the working about the career commitment. Okay, and how I overcome at that time is I always go back to my big why. Okay, always go back to my big why. Why at the first stage that I choose to continue my business? Something I always ask myself: why I choose this? Why I want to destroy myself? How I don't want to sacrifice myself or sacrifice my family, or especially my kids, because of PhD. What the PhD will benefit to me? So just look back and remember your big why. Why at the first place that you choose to continue your study, whether in PhD or in master. Second one is you have to let it burn. Always keep the fire. Okay, be patient. Love your study. Love what you are studying. Eat your research. Eat it well until you feel that the research is you. You present your research. It's not something that you just study, something like this. It is something that you You want to commit. Okay. And second one is visualization. Okay. Means that you try to imagine, try to put yourself at the end of your journey. Okay. At the end of your journey, for example, you try to imagine yourself. Try to imagine that, okay, okay, now I'm doing my study. Okay, not, it's okay to be hard now, but one day this shall pass, and I will be a doctor. Or you know what I write is I always write my name with the title, whatever that I want to achieve. For example, I want to be a doctor, so I write Dr. Hasnina Hassan. Always write Dr. Hasnina Hassan. And I want to go to Hajj, to Makkah, so I will write Dr. Hajjah Hasnina Hassan. What else I want? I want to be a professional town planner, so it will be a TPR. So I always write it clear, so it will be like TPR, DR, HGH, Hasnina Hassan. Visualization, and you try to feel like you can smell the success, or something like this. It sounds funny, but it works, at least for me. Okay. Again, I want to make a disclaimer here. Whatever I share with you is what I face, what I experience, what I feel. So it might be applicable to you, it might not. Okay, some people, their journey was very smooth, alhamdulillah. Some people full of challenges, so it needs sabr, it needs passion, and it needs full commitment. Second thing that I do is self-contemplation. Self-contemplation means, in Arab we call it muhasabah. Muhasabah diri. You always reflect, self-reflection, and then ask yourself. For a Muslim, you can think it spiritually. Why you want to further study? What is the effect of this study to Ummah? What is the effect to study, at least for yourself, at least for your family? This is actually, in Islam, it's a jihad. Jihad ilmu is very high rank, very high, got a very high position in Islam actually. So every day, every moment, every second, whatever you did is actually ibadah. It's nothing waste at all, whether you finish your study or not. You, at the end of the day, in the next world, you will not be asked what you achieved. You will be asked what you did. Okay, so it's okay. And talk to friends, talk to somebody. If you have spouse, talk to your spouse. Depend. You have to talk to someone that you feel okay, you feel comfortable. It might be your spouse, it might be your kids, might be your friends, might be your supervisor. Some people are very close to the supervisor. So try to talk to anyone that you feel comfortable, and especially talk to friends that maybe they have done their PhD before, so they can give you a very truthful, very practical answer, practical tips. Okay. Second thing I want to share is try to take a break. Eat Kit Kat. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Do what you like. Okay. Try to get back to your life. I know PhD or research can take your time, can take your life. Some people can take their health, can take their marriage, can take their kids. Don't let yourself to the degree of this. Try to remember your life before you commit to this research. Try to do it again. Take a break for a while. If you are halas, you cannot do it anymore. So go shopping, go fishing, go spa, go massaging. For me, sometimes I become green and do a spring cleaning at my house because I cannot see anything messy. It will distract my study. So what is the relation between this? But if you do a research between this factor and this factor, maybe it has relation. Okay? Sometimes hugging kids can make you feel okay, because kids, they have no sin at all. So when you hug them, when you see their face, see their eyes, see them when they sleep, actually for me, you can feel calm, and then ask yourself, do I have to sacrifice this for my study? Is it that matter? Okay? And you can try to eat what you like. Okay, it's okay. I know you have to eat healthy, keep healthy during the PhD because you need your brain to work well. But when you are stuck, why not? I myself actually a coffeeholic. So I drink coffee and I eat Maggie cup. Go back to the old days just to feel that I am still young, so that I can still finish it to the end of the line, something like this. Okay. Um, but you have to know the range of your depression, the range of your depression or your loneliness, so that you know if it is so serious, it's not about talking to your friends or family anymore. It's time to seek for professional help. It's time to seek to professional help, and you have to admit it. Okay? Because actually, by research, I have before I start my life, actually I study a little bit about the. At first, when I want to share about this topic, PhD, a lonely journey, actually I just want to reflect on my study. But actually, when I to search in the Google Scholar, actually there is a research. There are many research actually about the connection between the loneliness and depression. And actually, 1 out of 5 PhD students drop out because of the depression, because of the loneliness, because of they cannot cope with the. It's not about smart or and brilliant anymore when you are at this stage, dear. It's about how to keep your stamina, how to keep your momentum ongoing for a few years. Okay. I find many coffeeholic here. Maybe one day we can have coffee together and have chit chat, inshallah. Okay, so that's it. That's the end of my sharing. So I want to. What time is now? 10 minutes. If I have to end at 10, I will spend this another 10 minutes to answer questions. Okay. Just remember something. How depressed you are, it will end. It will end. One day, you will slap your face like this and try to wake you up that you have done. You have finished this. It's finished. It's over. You can come back to your life. You get your life back now. Okay. At that time, you feel like, why I feel so bad at that time. At that time, maybe you can see your thesis and say, this is what I was studying for 5 years, for 4 years. Is it why? Is it? Okay. So, inshallah, take it easy. Inshallah. So I will try to answer a few questions. See, I have printed questions here. So within 10 minutes, I will choose a few questions. Okay. First question, how to keep positive along this journey? Sometimes falling so many failure in experiments. Oh, okay. I didn't face the failure in experiments actually because I'm doing social science. Okay, maybe the one that asked this question is from the science stream. Okay, but I face other one unexpected result because I make a moderation effect. So the findings wasn't expected. So it makes me doing very hard work to justify the findings because it's beyond expectation. Okay, so that's it. How did you motivate yourself to keep going in your PhD journey? Short answer: big why. Look back at your big why. Why at the first place you choose to do your PhD? Look back and make sure your big why is really big, more than anything that you cannot stop you to stop. You have to continue, whatever it takes. Okay. Overview for final viva. For final viva, you have to eat your research. Eat your research. Make your research represent you, and you represent your research. No need to hafal everything, but uh, when you are your research and your research is you, inshallah, you can answer it well. Okay. How to choose a research topic problem? You have to read a lot. Read and read and make a systematic literature review. How to stop procrastination? Remember when I tell you about the visualization, about the imagine? Try to imagine yourself. You know this. You know what makes me keep going? Because okay, let's say like this. You plan. Let's say for me myself, I start my PhD in 2016. My aim at that time is I want to finish my PhD. I want to achieve a PhD when I 40. When I will be 40, I will finish my PhD at that time. So consider 4 years. Okay. As a planner, you have to work like this, and do whatever it takes within the timeline. Sure, it will not be smooth. Sure, it will be ups and downs and downs and downs and downs. It will be up again. But first, look back at your big why, and please imagine that you don't want to live in this kinds of with this research forever. It has to have an end. We have to end this. So if you procrastinate, boleh, you can, you may. No one force you. It's okay. But you will continue in this life for years. For how long? Because it will not affect only you. It will affect your family, your spouse, your other commitment, your life. Okay? It has to you have to cut. You have to just do it. Take a break, can, but take it as a reward. Boleh. How to write thesis faster? Okay, this question is subjective. To write a thesis, you must write it consistently, every day without fail. Every day without fail. And for me myself, technically, I didn't use laptop. I tried to use laptop before, but it didn't suit me. Okay, so I use desktop with dual screen. With dual screen as suggested by Dr. Oti. Okay, dual screen. So I make Mendeley at one side and my thesis at one side. So it makes me easy to make a citation, because you know every statement we have to support it by facts and figures and everything. So it makes me write the thesis very fast by using the dual screen. Okay. What is your big why that you should finish your PhD? The big why that I want to finish, that I want to start my PhD, is for myself and for my parents. Actually, lesson learned actually is when I think about my parents. My parents are teachers. My father was a principal. He was very productive. He loved teaching. He was passion of his job until after he pensioned, he got Alzheimer. So at that time, I was thinking that our mind, actually, our knowledge can end not only by death, but with Alzheimer, with dementia also. So at that time, I feel like if I continue my study, I will make many writings, write journals, and write thesis. It will be like a long-term contribution to the knowledge. Even if one day I become like my father, na'udzubillah, or after I die, it will stay. And the name that will stay is not Hasnina. It's not my name. It's my dad's name. It will be Hassan to 2020, Hassan 2016. And then my big why that I should finish my PhD is because of my kids. I feel it's because of my kids, because I cannot sacrifice them for forever. I have to stop this and then start to focus on my kids. Let me check the T9. I will answer the last question. Mr. Zaki, I should finish at 10 or I can add some time? Because of the technical issues, I'm very sorry about it. About time management, okay, because I told you earlier that I'm working full time. I can add some time. Okay, I will add about 10 minutes, so we will end at 10:10. Okay, it's a nice figure, right? 10:10. Okay. So about time management, how I manage my time is like this. Okay, I work 8 to 5. Okay, 8 to 5. Pick up my kids, go home, and have rest for some time, and then finish their issues, solat, makan, solat, homework, and sleep. Make sure they sleep early. At 10, I will start my study. 10 to 12. To be exact, is I start my study 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. And then I will try my best to be punctual. At 12, I have to sleep. Okay, and wake up at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Study again, and then solat subuh, and then prepare the kids to go to school again. So it's like this every day, without fail. Try to be without fail. That's why I said the key is to write the thesis consistently, at least 1 hour. Okay. Ada some question here is about the academic. I suggest that you ask the academician because I just graduated, so I feel humble. I feel shy to share about theory, about the qualitative or quantitative issues, about all the technical issues. I suggest that you ask your supervisor, and also attend many seminars or workshops about this issue, and read a lot about the statistics or research methodology or literature writing, literature review, and everything. About the technical, you have to strengthen, but you have to be smart in choosing workshop as well. I say like that because of my financial ability at that time, so I have to be really choosy. Okay. So that's the time that I write my thesis, 10 to 12 p.m. and then 4 to 6 a.m. And weekend is the time for me to do a marathon. Okay. For example, Idania, I will answer your question. I will answer after this. Okay. So for weekend is marathon. Okay. Every Thursday I will go back to kampung to see my parents in other districts. So on hari Jumaat, on Friday, I will come back to my home and do the marathon. I always call this marathon day because I will hibernate in my small office at home and just go out to go to toilet only. Other than that, I make it in that room. I cannot go anywhere because I have to be focused. Actually, a little bit cruel. I was cruel to myself actually because I know myself. If I didn't restrict myself, I will not succeed. So you have to understand yourself. That's why I say anything that I share with you, it might not be applicable to you. It might be applicable to me or some people. Okay. So how you divide your time with work, family, me time, and the thesis. With work and family, this is that I already shared with you. About the me time. Actually, I find my me time in writing the thesis. I mean, when you are facing the computer or the laptop, try to find your me time without going anywhere. Try if you can. Okay? For example, okay, you are opening the thesis already, and then you want to find your me time. What do you like? You like songs? You like movies? Just open it there, so you don't have to go anywhere else that can distract you from the focus. Okay? I only have my me time. Actually, I can't share with you when I have my me time. Actually, during my study, I don't really have this me time. Okay. About the publication and everything, I left to the academician. Okay. Can I know what is the area of your study? My area of study is in tourism. Actually, my degree was in Bachelor of Housing, Building and Planning, majoring in town and regional planning. And my master in planning from University Science Malaysia, and my PhD is in tourism in University Malaysia Kelantan. I changed my study from the built environment to the tourism because of my capability at that time. Okay, here is another tip: is when you decide to do a PhD, it's a long-term commitment. You know that you will. It's like you decide that you want to marry someone. So it's like when you know that you will have a contract with PhD during for 4 to 5 years, for example. So you have to know what is your limitation. It's like you're doing your research. So when you decide, before you're doing your research about the PhD, you have to do a research for the PhD itself. Okay? What is your limitation? What is your scope? Okay? My limitation at that time, I was a single mom, number one. Number two, I'm working. I cannot leave my work. I cannot leave my kids. So I have to stay in Kelantan. I don't have my course in Kelantan. So what is the closest course that I have at the time is tourism. And also I have passion. Second one is passion. What you must do something that you love, because you're going to live with it for 4 to 5 years. So alhamdulillah, I also like tourism, so that's why I study in tourism. And someone asked me, how do you feel after the title of doctor? Okay. Again, if your big why is you want to have the title of doctor, okay? Better for me lah. I don't want to say better, but for me, I make it for myself. Okay, so that you will not feel offended or feel like not okay if someone just call me Puan or just call you by your name or didn't call you doctor. Okay, because for me, I make it for myself, for my self satisfaction. It's like the Maslow theory, is like self actualization at the highest rank, that you feel okay that you have the title, but you don't expect anyone to call you with that name, with that title. Okay, that's very important. So that's your first is you keep humble, and second one is you come on. We are adult. We don't. Don't expect anyone to do anything for you. You do it for yourself. Okay. How long for you to complete your PhD? I start study in 2016 and I finish in 2020. Okay. So my feeling, alhamdulillah, I feel grateful, and actually I'm still trying to believe myself that I finish it. That's it. Still, because I finished in December 2020. Okay. How to keep the momentum of my PhD journey, like my first semester, or especially during this pandemic. Yeah, actually there was a research already done overseas, that there are possible a few postgraduate students possible to not to continue, to discontinue the study because of the MCO. So I hope you are doing well in this period. I know, especially about the data collection process, it's not easy to do it. Many of my friends has to change their method just because of the COVID issue. So don't be so strict with your research, dynamic, and try to blend with the situation. 2 minutes. Okay. Your kids must be look up on you. Thank you. My kids is still small. I don't know they understand this or not, but I hope one day they will. I always tell them, actually nagging tell them that actually that it's okay that now you don't understand what I have been facing about my journey. But one day when I hope when they grow up they understand, because they watch with their eyes how I was struggle and face this all by myself. Alhamdulillah, at the third year of my study, alhamdulillah, I met someone. I remarried, alhamdulillah. So I also want to give my appreciation and also respect to all the mothers there with a baby, especially because I know the feeling. Because I did my viva about 2 weeks after I deliver. During my pantang, I did my viva, so I know the feeling to do the correction, to go back to the study again after you have a baby, with the nursing, with the crying and everything. So it's not easy. So respect to me. So that's all. Hi Edan ya. Tibi adik Hasnina Hassan, insyaAllah. Amin. So I would like to end my sharing today, tonight, with sorry. I feel really sorry about the technical issues, about the connection problem. I'm sorry for my deep heart, and I pray sincerely to all of you, I hope that all of you will succeed. All of you will become doctor. All of you will get your masters. All of you will get your PhD. All of you will be success. Just believe it. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. For Muslim, believe in Allah. Remember this. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Nothing more strength than Allah. So just depend on Him and believe in yourself. So for more sharing, you can see me again in my YouTube channel, Tontonlah PhD, and also I publish a few ebooks. You can more sharing in my ebook. I write a book about my PhD story and some tips about the attitude of the PhD students. You can see it in my website www.drninaebook.com. So inshallah, the more questions that I have here, inshallah I will try to answer each of them in my YouTube channel, inshallah. So again, thank you very much to Mr. Zaki, thank you very much to Sumaya, thank you very much to Proofreaders United, thank you so much to Tourist Thesis Group. You are all awesome, you are all the best. Just believe in yourself, believe in Allah, okay? You can do this, you can do this. It will pass. How hard it is, how lonely it is, it will pass and you will succeed. And one day you just make your face like this and then you cannot believe that you finish it. Okay, so that's all. Sorry for my poor English. So I hope you're doing well. Okay, I will end this talk all. And thank you very much. Thank you, Nani. Thank you, Abdul Mu'i. Thank you, Zarina. Suhaila. I cannot mention all, but I really appreciate that you are here with me tonight. Alhamdulillah. Again, I am so sorry for the technical difficulties at the early sharing session. Okay. That's all for now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Ma'assalamah.